Well, you're looking live inside the Democratic National Convention right now in Chicago as Minnesota Governor Tim Walz wrapped up his much anticipated speech just moments ago. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Brandon Taylor.
And I'm Amber Noggle. Tonight was the third night of the DNC where a group of powerhouse speakers took to the stage.
We have team coverage tonight on the DNC. Jarrell Ballard spoke with Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway about her experience as a delegate.
But we are going to start with political reporter Darielle Fair, who has you covered on the message from tonight's headliners.
Brandon, Amber, a fight for our freedoms was the theme for the third day of the convention. Delegates and speakers throughout the convention have continued to reference Project 2025 in their messaging, but immigration and the January 6th insurrection were touched frequently throughout tonight's speeches. Vice presidential nominee Tim Walz and former President Bill Clinton headlining the convention tonight, an effort to connect with some of those forgotten voters in states who may have felt overlooked in past elections.
Kamala Harris for the people. The other guy who's proved even more than the first go-around that he's about me, myself, and I.
In his remarks, former President Clinton highlighting what he says is a difference between two campaigns, Vice President Harris being a vote for freedom and former President Donald Trump meaning the end to democracy and human rights.
We passed paid family and medical leave. We invested in fighting crime and affordable housing. We cut the cost of prescription drugs and helped people escape the kind of medical debt that nearly sank my family.
Governor Walz continuing to ride the wave of enthusiasm that has swept over their party since Vice President Harris announced her campaign last month.
When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations free to pollute your air and water. But when we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love.
The Midwestern teacher and football coach aiming to give delegates and voters a better look into who he is as a candidate. Harris and Walz spoke to a crowd of more than 18,000 attendees last night in Milwaukee, where programming for the DNC continued in Chicago. I had a chance to speak to Wisconsin delegate and Democratic National Committee Representative Alex Lasry on how Democrats plan to continue to harness this momentum post-convention. Here's what he had to say.
We can make some real sustainable change. This is one of the first times that we have the chance in over a decade to flip the state Senate. This is going to be a historic election, not just with what's going on at the top of the ticket, but up and down the ballot. And we have a chance to give the vice president a partner in Wisconsin that can make sure that we're moving the state forward.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and Oprah Winfrey were among tonight's speakers. Tomorrow, Vice President Kamala Harris will address delegates for the convention's final night to formally accept the Democratic National Convention. Back to you guys in studio.